Hey guys, Wormhole was nice enough to send me another machine. This is the Wormhole Pro. You may remember that I did a review of the Wormhole Orion Pro and another little kit from Wormhole, which both did amazing on the channel, and I was really happy with their performance. So when Wormhole said they want to send a new one, I was like, heck yeah, let's do it. So this one has adjustable stroke, and it's got some cool other features, but we'll take a look at that in a second. Don't forget, you're supporting our channel by liking and subscribing before this begins, but stay tuned. Let's check out the Wormhole Pro. All right, let's open up the box. What's in the box? It's a Wormhole Pro. Get ready to hunt for perfection with Wormhole Pro. Here's the machine. What I'm noticing right away about the Wormhole is that it has these increments in between the stroke length. So here's the adjustable strokes. Goes up to 4.2, 2.4 to 4.2, but look at all the little stops in between. And it's a nice smooth twist glide, so that's nice too. All right, we have the battery here. This is just a battery operated machine. Here's a second battery. It actually comes in the kit, so that's great. Here's how you remove it. So it's just a normal press fit. And here is the battery. Cool. It has a really cool little interface here. You can see the 0.1 increments, so that's good. Got some interesting features there. So this machine has not only regular tattooing feature, but a secondary dot feature as well. So you heard a little bit of that. I was playing with it, but I want to check out the manual. Of course, you got your cord. You got your cord. It's my catalog. So the dot mode speed option 1 to 60 NPS, needle penetrations per second. I'm not really sure what it stands for, but we'll figure that out. So how do we kind of control? We just want to make sure we know how to control that dot mode. I held down the M button and it seemed to turn it on. You also have a jump start function. If you double press the function button M as well. If you long press it, you'll get to that dot mode, and then if you long press it again, you'll get back to normal. So that's pretty much that. They said dot mode speed options, so there's some speed options, so you might be able to like change that once you're in dot mode. So that's interesting. So let's take a look at the battery real quick to see how that actually looks. So if we turn it on, we can see that the screen is showing us the voltage here, and we change that with the up and down button. Okay, and then let's turn it on. So right now it's just in regular constant mode, which is mostly what I'm going to use it for. I don't think I'm going to use the micropigmentation settings as much, but here's how it works. So we're going to hold down that M, and now you can hear it kind of pulsating. And it says 20 NPS. If we click that M again, we're going to see that light up blue. And now if we go up and down, we can change to that 10 NPS and 20. So it's got like even slower dot settings. And then back in regular mode there. You can either go up all the way or long press M to get back in regular mode. So that is the battery tour. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off here. And let's take a look at the grip on this thing. It is a really nice size grip. You can see it's bigger than the top of the machine. So I do prefer a heavier grip. I think I get a better lining out of just a heavy grip, better stability, but definitely better lining performance. So I'm really happy about the size and the weight of the grip. It's definitely at the tip, and the battery is pretty much as light as it can be. All right, so we definitely want to try this on some silicone, make sure it works for you guys, and play around with that jaw feature. All right, let's check it out. All right, I have my floaty grip here. This is a Magnum size floaty grip, which you can find in the link below. If you want that size, it'll be perfect for larger grips. This is actually that big that I need a bigger grip for it. So put my F side down and just slip that on. So now let's do the test. We have a 3-round liner. Today I'm using Ascent needles. Shout out to Ascent. Stroke adjustments changing. Then you hold it a little lower and you can get the depth. So you have the stroke adjustments and then the needle depth. So I like how all that works. I like the needle depth, and the stroke adjustment is really easy. I'm at 8.5 volts currently at 3.3 for stroke length. It feels really good. Okay, and it looks really good. So that's just 3.3. We should be able to get in the silicone using that stroke length with a 3-round liner. And yes, we just did. Looks great. And it looks really steady and smooth. I feel like 8.5 volts was plenty high enough for the silicone here. The True Skin does tend to run a little higher, so that means there is some versatility with this machine. So that's good. I really like the interface. I feel like, especially for $110, like this is extra nice. All right, excellent. So I ran that all at 9 volts, and so I could move a little faster, draw a little design, a little freehand flower there. Don't judge me. So at 3.3, I'm going to start my whip shade just to see what that looks like. And I'm just going to move it up to a 3.6. Right now I'm at a 7. I'm a little high, but I just want to see what this looks like. Now I'm going up to 3.9. Feels pretty good right there. I don't think you need to go any higher than that. All right, so you can see the different stroke lengths. They're all penetrating into the silicone. Everything looks really nice and saturated. I'm seeing good patterning and I feel good control. I would bring down the voltage a little bit to get a little better patterning. And I do like that 3.9. That was my favorite for the stroke length. So that's 6.5 volts. Here's 6. So you can see the difference in the dot patterning there. You can see just a little bit where the needle starts to catch at 6 volts. Probably somewhere in between those two, but you could even go lower. It's fine. It's just what you really want to get out of it. Do you want little tiny perfect dots? Do you want the little bit of a line or a dash? Or if you want it to be kind of more spread out, it's up to you. You can change all that with these types of machines, a lot easier than a direct drive machine. That's why especially for fine line, I do highly recommend these adjustable stroke machines. So it's really fun to play. You can see I've done a little bit of that on here to get different effects. It looks nice and spaced out here on the end at 6 volts. Here's 6.5. So you can play around with the look of it and your dot patterning. You're going to get more of a line the higher the voltage you go. So we're kind of right in here, and that's looking really good. The patterning looks really good and the saturation looks great. So this 3-round liner is working awesome. There's nothing else I really want to do with the 3-round liner, so I'm going to move on to the next needle. And that would be the 9-round liner. All right, I put the 9-round liner on. I'm going up in voltage. We'll go to 9 volts for now. 3.9 seems like a good place to start as well for the stroke length because it is a larger needle at a 9-round liner. I feel like there's a really good stability with this grip. Okay, yeah, that is actually pretty darn saturated, especially for these types of machines. And I think that I'm impressed with that. I would like to see maybe what the 4.2 would look like as well. So I just changed the stroke. I definitely feel it hitting the surface harder now. Cool, yeah, that feels like it's getting in there even better. I feel like that's as good as the 9-round liner is going to get on this particular silicone. The only thing left to do would be to try to go up in voltage to see if we can get it any better. There we go. Okay, so those 2 lines there were at 10 volts instead of 9. And you can see like they're darker and a little bit more saturated. All right, so now I'm all dialed in there. I can play around a little bit more. What to draw? Okay. All right, the mushroom's okay. I think it could have been a little better, a little more saturated if I like slowed my hand speed down, but I think it looks pretty good. These types of machines are a little lighter hitting overall, so you're not going to get like the darkest you possibly can with this stroke length. But this is very, very dark for the silicone, so it should work just fine on skin. A little slower there. Okay, that's looking even better, like really, really saturated. So I'm very happy with that. Just mind your hand speed as usual, and make sure to adjust your stroke to the needle grouping that you're using. In this case, a 9-round liner. I ended up at 4.2 at 10 volts with the battery, and it is going to have a battery on skin too. It doesn't have an RCA connection, but it is working very, very well. I'm very impressed with this battery so far. Okay, we can look at the 9-round shader. It's going to be similar to the 9-round liner in its settings. Okay, it's looking pretty good. I'm feeling like I could get maybe better. First, I'm coming down a little bit and hit. Let's see the difference there. Yeah, I think that one actually looks a little smoother. So I'm at 3.9 now. I might go up a little bit in voltage, 10.5. It's feeling pretty good. Beautiful. So yeah, I like dropping it down. I felt like it was just bouncing off the surface a little bit too much on the silicone, which sometimes is probably the trouble with the liner as well. But yeah, with the shader, I just brought it down a little bit in stroke length. So I was at a 3.9 for the 9-round shader and up in voltage, and I got what I wanted. So that looks great right there. I'm very happy with this round shader. I'm not going to keep testing it. I'd like to see how a mag works. I have the 17 curved mag. It is also in a 10 gauge needle. So let's see what these lower stroke lengths can do. Let's start at 2.4. It's at 7 volts right now. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. So you can hear how soft that hit is there. So it's like for a really, really smooth shade with a bug pin mag. So you're gonna get like the softest shade with that right there. It's like butter. Beautiful. So really nice smooth shade. I see nice needle strikes. We're gonna have to go up a little though to assess that a little better. Let's go to 2.7 now. So just changing my stroke length only. You feel it hitting a little harder now. I really like the look of that shade there. It's very consistent and smooth, very nice patterning. All good things, good things. That was a 3, and then lastly a 3.3. Really, really nice, soft, smooth shades. So all of these look really good to me. I'm not seeing any skipping on the surface that's obvious. It starts to increase a little more as you go up higher in stroke length, which makes sense. So there's going to be kind of a Goldilocks area, I guess. of maybe between 3 and 3.3 when it's really, really smooth. You can get some really nice, soft, smooth shades, which is really nice. But we want to also look at how this performs going a little bit darker. So let's change it up now. We're just going to go up to like a 3.6. All right, so it's really getting dark and saturated there, and I'm at a 7. I feel like shade just a little lower than that sometimes too. Yeah, that's getting in there really well. So I brought it down a little bit. I actually think it looks a little smoother like that. But yeah, I'm still at 3.6. Looking pretty good. I'm gonna go back up a little bit. Oh yeah, that feels really good in there. Kind of doing this edging at 3.6 with a slightly higher voltage. I just really like the feel of it on the surface of the silicone. There you go. Everything penetrated well. All right, so super happy with all this. I feel like it was a successful test. I can't think of anything else I want to try. I mean, kind of want to just keep playing with it because it's so fun. There's so much to figure out. Oh, we have the dot work feature, which we can play around with as well. So I guess we can do that. Yeah, no, the black looks really good. Like, it looks excellent. Take a look at that top little area there. All right, so very nice. We want to see the dot work feature. Let's flip this. All right, let's figure this thing out. So who does scalp micropigmentation? Raise your hand. Very cool thing you can do. I don't know if there'll be any other applications for this in regular tattooing, but let's take a look because I'm really curious. You guys are probably curious too. Okay, let's take a look at this needle. What's going on here? So it's still acting as a regular tattoo motion, but it is going in and out. While it's coming out, though, it doesn't just stay in the skin, it still pulsates, but very slowly. So this is something you would just use for dot work. Dot work, I do maybe a little higher, 3.9. You can hear how the hit just changed. Do I want like one strike, or do I just... It's kind of nice, you get like exactly... Okay, let's see what that did. It's not like you have to move for each strike. Yeah, you don't have to. Cool. Yeah, so I got really, really nice dots with that. Maybe I could use this for dot work. Maybe it takes too long, but I kind of feel like it does good dots. Because when I'm doing dot work, sometimes I do see a little bit, like you go in and out like this, like exactly like a, let me make sure you guys can see, exactly like a machine. You just go to the surface of what you're trying to do. And this is going to make perfect, like, fake little scalp hairs, I guess. Now, that is a long time to wait for it to do dot work. I definitely have to, like, stop, let it do its thing, stop, let it do its thing. There's lower settings, even. Here's the 20. That one I can almost count with it. And if I'm doing like a perfect scalp, honestly, this is probably the way to go. Isn't that trippy? Well, yeah, now that I see a few of them, I think they probably just look the same as my regular dots, but let's not guess. Let's just try doing dots. Okay, there's a little dot work line there. Let's see how that compares to those other dots. I felt like I could move just as consistently, maybe even a little more consistently with my line. Yeah, I don't know that there's a difference. I think if you want, you can use either. Honestly, I think this dot work feature is really nice for beginners. This might be a great machine for your apprentice because it has a great dot work feature that can kind of ease them in maybe to what that looks like. But eventually, you do want them to just do the dot work on their own. I think it's up to you guys. What do you think? Just put the comments in your comments below. I want to know what you think about this dot work feature. I think it's nice to have it on there as an option, but obviously you don't have to use it. It works beautifully as a regular machine, as you can see, and I'm very happy with the results. The Wormhole brand is obviously a good brand. They keep making good machines. So I hope you guys will buy this one. It's only $110. You can find a link in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. It means a lot to us. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. Bye. Thank you. Bye.